Happy Friday, North Texas! I'm Scott, and today is Friday, February 13th. That's right, it's Friday the 13th, gang. So avoid crossing paths with black cats, walking under ladders, and don't break any mirrors if you worry about that kind of thing. Over here, we're going to be putting some good karma into the universe by talking about a great community service opportunity for our Mean Green family. But first, let's kick off the show with some news to know for the UNT community. If you know prospective freshmen and transfer students interested in UNT who live in the following areas, let them know the UNT Live event is coming their way this month. They'll be in San Antonio on February 16th, in Austin on February 17th, Katy on February 23rd, and in the Woodlands on February 24th. Parents and guests also are invited to attend to learn more about UNT admissions, orientation, housing, and scholarship and financial aid processes. Check the link in the show notes to register or get more information. It's not just award season in Hollywood. Faculty and staff can submit nominations for Student Employee of the Year and related awards. Find all the details for recognizing your outstanding student assistants at the link in the show notes and get your nominations in by 11:59 p.m. on February 28th. We'll also have a link in the show notes to RSVP for the Student Employee Appreciation and Awards Luncheon for nominees and their supervisors, set for 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on April 15th in the Union Emerald Ballroom. Seating is limited, but a live stream will be made available if needed so everyone can still participate. The proposal deadline for UNT's Student Portraits Data Symposium has been extended to February 27th. Check out the details in the show notes. It's a great opportunity for faculty, staff, and students to share how they use data to enrich learning and support student success. The symposium is scheduled for April 30th this year at the Gateway Center. And faculty and staff, remember to check your email for a link to the Gallup survey. Make sure your voice is heard by completing that employee satisfaction survey by next Friday, February 20th. And now for some athletics news, let's check in with Zach Babb for the Mean Green Minute.
Men's basketball has put together back-to-back wins after taking down UTSA 81-58 last Saturday. The Mean Green came away with a big victory over Memphis at home on Thursday. 76-69 was the final score. The Mean Green had 3 players in double figures, led by 16 points from Jayshon Stevenson. The men's team now heads to Philadelphia to take on Temple on Sunday at 1 p.m. And women's basketball looks to bounce back from a loss to Rice on Tuesday when they host Tulane on Saturday at the Super Pit. That's a 2 p.m. tip-off at home.
Thanks for that update, Zach. I'm excited to take the family to the men's basketball game at the Super Pit next weekend. Now, back to that opportunity for good karma that I mentioned earlier. The big event is a nationally recognized day of service celebrated by the UNT community. Each spring, volunteers contribute over 10,000 hours of service in cities all over Denton County. It's a great opportunity for students, faculty, staff, alumni, and student organizations to give back to the wider North Texas community. I sat down with UNT Big Event Executive Director Chloe Yu to learn more about this opportunity for the Mean Green family to give back. So let's start with just kind of introduce yourself to the listeners and tell us what your role is with the big event.
So my name is Chloe. I'm a junior here at UNT. I'm the executive director for the big event.
So what does that entail, being the executive director of the big event?
So being the executive director, I kind of oversee all the operations. So we have different officers who are in charge of different things. For example, we have operations and programming. Another officer we have is director of outreach. So I kind of just oversee making sure that people are completing their work, helping them out when they need to, kind of just making sure that the whole organization is running smoothly.
And is this your first year in that role? Have you done work with the big event in past years?
Yeah, so this is my first year as the executive director. Last year, I was the director of outreach. And then my freshman year, I was just on the committee.
And so, I mean, all 3 years of your UNT journey so far, what made you want to get involved to begin with the big event?
My freshman year, I was in UNT Serves. I believe they changed that, but it was an LLC that was kind of focused on community service within UNT. And one of the opportunities presented to me was the big event. And I kind of like the mission of connecting UNT students with the community, especially as someone who doesn't live in Denton. getting to know Denton through community service was a main reason why I felt so drawn to this organization.
Great. And then we'll go into kind of like the journalism basics: who, what, when, where, why. So let's start with what you touched on a little bit, but what is the big event?
The Big Event is a community service organization. We host an event also called the Big Event each year. It's in the spring semester. It is a day of service focused on connecting UNT students with nonprofits and organizations around Denton. So when students sign up to volunteer, they will volunteer with one of our community partners, which can vary. They're usually, like I said, different organizations around Denton, but it's really about connecting students with the Denton community.
And then we talked about the who there a little bit, that it's for students, but it's not just students that can sign up. It can be faculty, staff, and alumni too. Is that right?
Yes, so anyone who has any affiliation with UNT, individual students can sign up, groups of students can sign up, student organizations can sign up, as well as groups of faculty, individual faculty, staff, alumni. Yeah, anyone who's affiliated with UNT at all.
Okay. And then, so that's who and what. When is the big event?
So the big event will be this year. It's on Saturday, March 28th. Our kickoff will start at roughly 7 a.m. and then volunteering will begin from 9 and then it lasts until 12. So the kickoff will be here at UNT campus. We have breakfast, t-shirts, a DJ, and it's kind of just a way to get hyped before volunteering, and then Scrappy will be there as well. It's a lot of fun.
So where is that on campus?
It's going to be at the library mall.
Okay. And then where do people go after that? Do they get their assignments at the kickoff event, or will they know before then where they'll be going for the day?
No, they will get an email beforehand. Roughly the email will be sent out the week before spring break. So registration closes on March 1st, and then we take about a week to match people with their community partners, and then we email the site leader. So whoever signed up for the group or the organization or the individual, we email whichever email that they gave us with their community partner. So yeah, people who sign up will know beforehand where their community partner is and who it is as well, and what they'll be doing.
Okay. The why is obviously to give back. How, you mentioned registration closes on March 1st. How do people register? Is it all online?
Yeah, so everyone can register through our org sync. Our forms are, if people have done them last year, it's a little bit different. We have separate forms for groups of people, and then we have a form for individuals. So make sure you pay attention, but it's all in our org sync and it's under our form. But
Yeah.
if you have trouble finding that, it's also linked on our Instagram bio.
Okay. What's that Instagram handle for people that want to look it up that way?
It is UNT_the big event.
The big event, all one word.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll include a link in the show notes to the web page for people to get more information. And so this is your third year doing this. Tell people what kind of projects have you been sent to when you participated in the big event?
My freshman year, I participated in the big event as a volunteer. So my freshman year, I did Rise for Hunger, and we put together meal kits for people in other countries who didn't have access to regular meals. And then some of our major community partners that we partner with time and time again include Our Daily Bread, which is like the homeless shelter here in Denton. We also partner with the Louisville Lake Environmental Learning Area. That's kind of like a nature project helping to preserve the environmental area around the Louisville Lake. And then we also have this kind of newer partner, but we partner with the Born to Be Free Equestrian Center, and they do like equine therapy. So some of our volunteers get a chance to work with horses. It's really cool. We have a really wide variety of projects that people do each year.
Nice. When people register, is there a way for them to like indicate what kind of projects they'd be more interested in working on, or is it kind of random assignments?
So we ask if what kind of populations you're willing to work with, like children, animals, the elderly. And then there's also a section where you can leave any comments if you need to. And then you can always email us as well. Our email is bigevent@unt.edu.
Okay. And then I'm seeing on the website, the webpage, there's an option to register to host a site. So, how do community partners kind of get involved with the big event if they want to, have an opportunity for UNT students to come help out?
So we personally reach out to community partners that we know of and nonprofits or organizations around the community. But if we are unaware of you and you would love to host volunteers as a community partner, the form is also on OrgSync, and you just have to fill out the form to be considered a community partner.
And then just curious to kind of learn more about you as a student. You're a junior now. What are you studying? What's your major?
So I'm actually double majoring in public health and nonprofit leadership studies.
Okay. So it sounds like this is the kind of work you want to be doing once you graduate, huh?
Yeah, being an officer for the big event has actually helped me find my path. Working alongside these nonprofits helped me discover my love of nonprofits and eventually led me to double majoring with that nonprofit leadership studies.
Right. Is that something you came to UNT knowing you wanted to do, or getting involved in this stuff kind of led you to choosing that as a major?
No, actually, I came into UNT majoring in education, and then the big event actually ended up helping me find my path. And so, working with volunteers and the big event and nonprofits around the area helped me discover what I'm majoring in now.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chloe, for taking the time to join us today. We like to try to end all our interviews. Can we get a go mean green?
Go Mean Green!
Big thanks again to Chloe for sitting down with me. It was so great to learn more about the big event. If you want to sign up or just learn a little bit more about the big event, check the show notes for a link. We want to hear from y'all. Let us know what you think about this show by emailing podcast@unt.edu or calling 940-565-4341. And don't forget to help us grow by telling a friend about the show, sharing it on social media, or leaving us a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen. Until next week, we hope you have a happy Friday, North Texas, and go Mean Green. Happy Friday, North Texas is a production of the University of North Texas. Today's show was produced and edited by Scott Brown with original reporting by Scott Brown. For more information, visit unt.edu/podcast.